Hey lovers, it's Mike. Nadi and I just went for this epic walk. God, Port Douglas is beautiful. If you guys haven't been here, for those of you watching overseas, or you've got to come to Port Douglas. It is absolutely the most beautiful town. I actually was watching a video about Sawara there are a group of islands off the coast of Japan. It's considered a part of Tokyo. Even though it's 1,000 kilometers away, and you have to take a ferry for 24 hours to get there. And these beautiful tropical islands and great scuba diving or whatever. And I was watching it. I thought, wow, I'd love to go there. And then I sort of thought, hang on a minute, I've got Port Douglas. I don't need to go anywhere. So I'm just going to go on a shopping spree at Ismiyaki in Tokyo and not bother with the islands. I don't know. I'll get there one day. I love traveling. My favourite country, I think, is Japan and Fiji, believe it or not. I like hugging the South Pacific and a little beyond. America I don't really need to go back to, other than Hawaii. I don't know, but there's just something quite magical. We'll see what happens, guys, with all these changes. Nadi's licking my sweat, you're really gross. Excuse Nadi's bottom, guys. Close your eyes, draw the chin to chest. We'll drop in the sutras. Crown sutras. The neck is long, the jaw is soft, eyes soft. Oh wow. So if you want to write in the comments what your favourite country is and maybe why, that would be really nice to know. That's interaction. Nadi's got the sutras. No, Nadi, they're my sutras. And by the way, Nadi's gotten to them before. This is, I won't show you them, but that's the piece of paper. That's Nadi, bite mark, Nadi, bite mark. Okay, this is my life now, guys. Close your eyes, draw the chin to chest, nice long neck, eyes soft, and clear the throat through the nose. We do that to get a sensation of where the ujjayi is meant to be felt, which is deep at the base of the throat. Every exhale is where all the magic happens, guys. The quality of our exhale kind of dictates or represents the quality of our life. We want a really creamy, smooth, easeful exhale. And don't we want a creamy, smooth, easeful life? Doesn't mean it's without contrast. Doesn't mean that shit doesn't happen. It just means that we're really chill about all of it. There's a beautiful detachment about it, a naturalness about it. So as we progress in our practice, our exhales become really smooth and easeful. And when they get shaky, we can bring them back to a smooth consistency. Always bring your awareness to the big toes of both feet. Drawing a line from the big toes through the arches, heels, outer edges of the feet to little toes, and remainder of the toes, tops of feet. Feeling the pulse in the veins, tops of feet, ankles. And then shins and calves. And then knees, and then thighs and hamstrings. And the hips, lower back buttocks heavy on the mat. Nice and heavy. Belly softens and sinks, and then middle back. Middle back imprints, and then upper back. So the shoulders are nice and wide, the arms heavy, the neck is long, the jaw is soft, the eyes soft. Everything's soft. See if you can feel the pulse radiate through the body. Just watching that gentle rise and fall of the belly. And then bringing your awareness to the crown of the head, to the very top of the head, and we'll drop in the sutras there. These are very heady, ethereal, okay? And when we drop in sutras, remember we're trying to save a life that we want to draw in these experiences. So you might not feel anything when we drop them in. That's usually in your daily life where we're pulled to those experiences. So the first sutra is infinity. Infinity. Infinity, infinity. Second sutra is immortality. Immortality, immortality, immortality. Third sutra is holiness. Holiness, holiness, holiness. And the fourth sutra is enlightenment. Enlightenment, enlightenment, enlightenment. Infinity, immortality, holiness, enlightenment, infinity, immortality, holiness, and enlightenment. So we drop in infinity, so we learn in our daily life to think bigger than our very limited mind. Our very important mind, our very limited, okay? Immortality is being able to get a sense of our soul that it never dies. Our physical body does, goes back to the earth, gets recycled, but our soul never dies, guys. It goes on to the next life experience. Holiness has been able to see the sacred in all things, even with contrast, or what we used to call negativity, right? We don't call it negativity anymore, it's contrast. Contrast doesn't mean that we're off our path, it just means that we're on our path and we're learning more about what we do want by experiencing what we don't want. And then enlightenment is the full realization of who we really are. Nice one, guys. Stretch your arms overhead and come to a kneeling position. On your hands and knees, guys. And then exhale, lengthen. Inhale, chin tuck, round your back. Plank, internal rotation of the elbows. And then exhale, plank. Exhale, plank. Nice, guys. So we're driving down the tops of the feet, which engages our core. Good job, guys. And then walking your knees towards your hands, we drop the belly. I used to do this a lot, but now I really love this cat-cow, because, bugger me, I didn't know it stretches the vagus nerve in the belly. Vagus nerves run behind the left ear, through the neck, clavicle, lungs, belly, and into the groin, mostly on the left side. So stretching the belly on the drop and drawing the belly in on the lift gets that vagus nerve stretch. And this is important. Vagus nerve is the largest relaxation nerve in the body. And that's why when we have a full belly, we feel really sleepy and satisfied. Ask any Italian. Circles. So some of you, these classes, there's only a handful of dynamic classes on this channel because I didn't like teaching them and doing them at the same time. Speaking and doing a full class that way is really exhausting, but you can check it out. Hopefully you'll be able to join us in the studio for a really dynamic class. It's very different. I'm basically yelling at you for an hour, but nicely. Good job, guys. And then child's pose, your version, whatever you want to do. We're going to do a hip stretch, my favourite. And then come all the way out. So guys, you want to have a cushion ready, lying on your back. Tuck your tailbone, imprint your spine, and put one foot on, and it's the outer edge of the foot on the opposite knee. You want it right at the top, or the closest part of the knee, the top of the, well, the base of the thigh, if you like, from this angle. And then thread your hand through and interlace. So you can see it from the side, don't do what I'm doing. Yeah, so my fingers are right near my knee, okay? Let's see if I can get up again. So you're gonna feel it on this hip here of the top leg and foot. And we're just pulling, I like to do a bit of PNF. It's a proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Oh, I'm clever. Where there's an opposing force. So I'm gonna try and draw my tailbone down into the mat as I simultaneously pull on that knee, foot gets closer to the chest. I just do that for a couple of breaths and then release the imprint of the lower back. I don't know if you can see it, but that just takes it a little bit more beyond the range of movement. And then when I relax it, it just allows me to go a little deeper. Nice, guys. Okay, now second variation, we soften the foot on, keep on the mat, keep this foot up here, and then we'll grab the heel with the opposite hand, and I'm going to try and keep my foot in line with the face as I pull it down, and this knee is splaying outwards, okay? We're just trying to keep that foot in line with the face, feeling it in the hip, again, but more so the ITB. Now, for me personally, I actually find that if I raise the foot and pull, I get to glute minimus, which most people don't realise is tight. You don't tend to feel the tightness here, just below the pant line. You feel it in your lower back. So if you've got lower back pain, this is a great stretch. And if you want to intensify it, you can straighten that leg a little more. Just do it in you know, gradations, if that's a word. So every couple of exhales, we're going to pull that foot towards our face even more. A lot of you will be here, and most of you will be feeling it in ITB. Okay, so it's form over depth, guys. As long as you're feeling a stretch, then you're doing yoga. That's all you need to do. Good job, guys. There is a bind, but we won't do that today. We'll just hang out here. Nadia's objecting to the wind from my aircon. Alright, guys, and then change, straighten that leg we worked on, and then the other. I can't do it because it's underneath my right butt cheek. But usually this leg that we just stretched in the ITB, it feels like a metre longer. No exaggeration. Alright, guys, and then the other side. Now it's normal, I just noticed that it's normal for the hips to guard a little, so don't be afraid just to bring your awareness to the hip that being stretched and then just witness it letting go. It's really hard to hold tension if you observe where it is. And interestingly, I don't know why, but every time I ask the body where I'm holding tightness or tension or engaging, it tends to show me by releasing. It's bizarre. So the body, it's trained, it's already pre-programmed to relax, okay? It's very compliant. Alright guys, change, and then we can do this variation. I'm a lot tighter this side, so trying to keep that foot in line with the face, pulling it down. Now I'm going to keep my opposite foot on the mat. I'm not ready to straighten it just yet. We'll see how we go. Nice guys, just hanging in there. Good job guys, and then change. Well done, and just straightening both legs and just kicking them out. Beautiful. Kind of feel like I want to do Happy Baby. Should we finish with that maybe? Or we'll do something else. We'll start with butterfly, because we've got the legs for it, and then we'll separate the heels. We'll just hang here for a little bit. Now, I actually really like this for my lower back. So the trick with Happy Baby is to bring the thighs down towards the mat, parallel or if not touching eventually. And then that lower back will start to settle down as well. And eventually Some people are able to get their coccyx on the, or just the base plate on the mat. I'm not quite there yet. I can work on that. See if you can get your heels on top of the knee capsule and then wider from that. Okay, if we bring them underneath the knee, there's not much of a stretch. We want to take it wider and then down. I'm going to change my grip. Alright guys, and then change. I don't know what I was doing there. Let's finish with butterfly. How about it? Just a mini butterfly. So I'm working on a yoga wear range for men, weekender yoga wear, and I'm finding out that it's a lot more detailed and challenging than I originally thought, but that's not going to stop me. So what we're just going to do is forward fold, just nice and easy. We're not pulling or anything, just settling down. Last pose, guys. So yeah, I'm really enjoying learning about the process. It's a funny industry. It's completely different to what I'm used to. A lot of you don't know that I actually started in interior design. I did 2 years of a 3-year course. I probably should have finished, but I transferred to fashion and then into massage. A natural progression. And it turned out that in interior design, I got an award for designing, for thinking literally outside the box. I remember one job that we had was to design a 3x3 meter cube, a living cube, and I turned it into a sphere with a 3 meter diameter that would rotate according to what you needed. And that, their face cracked. I remember that, and I remember being really into the detail and the mechanics of things, and I learned very quickly that I couldn't see spatially. I couldn't think or visualize things spatially. It's the detail. So fashion's a better thing for me, or maybe industrial design. Maybe I could have done that. Anyway, here I am teaching yoga, and I love it. Good job, guys. Coming all the way up, and then Savasana, lying on your back. Knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat. Or you can do straight leg, or you can continue your butterfly journey. I'm not sure if I like the word journey, but you can do a butterfly if you want. Close your eyes, draw the chin to chest. I'm just going to pretend that ring light is the sun. I haven't had any sun for 2 days. Nice, guys. Stretch your arms overhead. And come to seated when you're ready. Oh. I really enjoyed that. Alright, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste. See you guys.